Hi, I'm Alec. 6 months ago, my girlfriend of 3 years, Maya, sat me down at our favorite coffee shop and dropped what seemed like a simple request at the time. I need some space, Alec, Maya said, stirring her latte without meeting my eyes. Just to figure things out, you know? It's not a breakup. Space? What exactly does that mean? I asked, confusion evident in my voice. Are we talking physical space or emotional space? Both, I guess. She tucked her dark hair behind her ear, that nervous habit I'd always found endearing. I've been feeling overwhelmed, with work, with us, with everything. Is there something specific I did, something we can work on together? I leaned forward, reaching for her hand. She pulled back slightly. It's not you, honestly. I just need to clear my head. Maybe a month or so? A month? My coffee suddenly tasted bitter. That's a long time, Maya. I know it seems that way, but I promise it'll be good for both of us, she insisted, finally looking up. We can check in occasionally, but I need this, Alec. So what are the ground rules here? Are we seeing other people? I asked, trying to understand what this new arrangement meant. Maya hesitated. No, nothing like that. It's just personal time, time to think. And you can't think while we're together? I couldn't hide the hurt in my voice. Please don't make this harder than it needs to be, she sighed. I'm not asking for permission. I'm telling you what I need right now. My best friend Daniel warned me later that evening when I called him, sounding more alarmed than I expected. Space? Dude, that's never a good sign, Daniel said through the phone. What exactly did she say? I repeated our conversation as I paced my apartment. She seemed stressed, but we've been through stressful periods before. Has she been acting different lately, more secretive, changing patterns? I paused. Actually, yeah. More late nights at work, new friends I haven't met, but she's launching that new project, so... Look, I don't want to be that guy, but my cousin works at her company. Want me to ask if this project is legit? That feels invasive, I hesitated, but something doesn't add up. Trust your gut, man, Daniel said firmly. Remember when Taylor said the same thing to me last year? And she was seeing that drummer behind your back, I recalled. Exactly. Not saying Maya's doing the same, but protect yourself, Alec. 3 days later, Daniel was at my door looking grim. We need to talk. What did you find out? My stomach tightened. There's no big project, Alec, but there is a new executive named Marcus who started 3 months ago. They've been seen together outside of work hours a lot. That doesn't mean anything, I protested weakly. Daniel pulled out his phone. Sophia texted me. You know Maya's friend? She can't keep quiet anymore. Look. The photo showed Maya and a tall man entering a hotel. The timestamp, yesterday afternoon. Sophia said there's more. Daniel continued softly. Maya's been planning this for months. The space thing? It's so she can see if things work out with Marcus before deciding whether to end things with you completely. I stared at him, my world cracking apart. She's keeping me as a backup plan? There's something else, Daniel said, his expression darkening further. Sophia says Maya used your credit card to buy them matching watches last week. She has access to your accounts, right? That's when anger replaced the hurt. She's not just cheating, she's stealing from me? Daniel nodded slowly. Sophia's willing to talk to you directly. She's at Riverfront Cafe right now. I should have told you sooner, Sophia said, nervously shredding a paper napkin as we sat in the cafe's corner. Maya swore me to secrecy, said it was just a fling that would blow over. When did it start? I asked, keeping my voice steady. 3 months ago at a company event, but it escalated quickly. Sophia glanced around before continuing. 2 weeks ago, she told me she was falling for him. That's when the space idea came up. And the financial stuff? I pulled out my phone, opening my banking app. Sophia winced. She's been using your shared credit card for gifts, dinners, even a weekend trip they took to the coast. She justified it by saying you owe her for wasted years. Wasted years? My voice cracked slightly. We built a life together. I supported her career changes, her family drama, everything. I know, that's why I can't stay silent anymore, Sophia said firmly. She's become someone I don't recognize. You mentioned the watches. What else has she bought? I scrolled through my recent transactions, seeing unfamiliar charges. A weekend at Sunset Resort, told me it was a work retreat. Dinners at Bellissimo, that Italian place you couldn't get reservations for your anniversary. Oh, and she's been looking at apartments downtown, premium ones. With my money, I stated flatly. She said, and I'm quoting here, Alec won't notice, he never checks the statements anyway. Sophia looked disgusted. When I called her out, She said you'd promised to support her dreams, and this was just part of that. What do you know about this Marcus guy? He's married, Sophia said flatly. His wife is pregnant. He's told Maya he's separated, but that's a lie. I felt sick. Does his wife know? No. And there's something else. Maya's been accessing your emails. She mentioned knowing about your potential promotion before you told her. Later that day, I met with Ryan from IT at my company. We'd worked together on several projects, and I trusted him. Accessing someone else's accounts without permission is illegal. You know that, right? Ryan said, after I explained the situation. I just need to confirm it's happening, I replied. Ryan nodded thoughtfully. I can help you set up tracking to see if anyone's logged into your accounts from unusual devices, completely legal as they're your accounts. I appreciate this, Ryan. I know it's a strange request. Not strange at all, Ryan replied, typing rapidly. My sister went through something similar last year. Guy cleaned out her savings while she was taking a break to think about their relationship. What happened? Ryan looked up with grim satisfaction. She pressed charges. He's still paying restitution and did 3 months in county. Nobody messes with my family and gets away with it. 3 days later, Ryan called. You were right. Someone's been accessing your email regularly from an external device. I traced the IP. It's from Maya's workplace. Could it be coincidental? Maybe I logged in there once? Not unless you log in every Tuesday and Thursday between 3 and 4 p.m. when you're supposed to be at your desk here, Ryan said. And not unless you're specifically searching for terms like promotion, bonus, and health benefits. I thanked him and immediately called Officer Rivera, a police contact I'd made through community volunteer work. If what you're describing is accurate, you're looking at identity theft, fraud, and unauthorized access to accounts, Officer Rivera explained. We need documentation of everything. I've been gathering evidence, I assured him, but I'm wondering about Marcus's wife. She deserves to know too. One step at a time, Officer Rivera advised. Document the financial fraud first. I can connect you with Detective Harlow, who specializes in these cases. That evening, Daniel and I met with Marcus's wife, Eliza, at a quiet restaurant. I suspected something, Eliza admitted, hands protectively over her pregnant belly, but I wanted to believe him about working late. I'm sorry to bring this to you, I said sincerely. No, Eliza's eyes hardened. I'm grateful. We need to compare notes. How far along are you? I asked gently. 7 months. Her voice trembled slightly. Marcus has been working late for the past 5 months. Claimed the promotion meant more hours. Maya started acting different around that same time, I noted. He's been emptying our joint savings, Eliza continued. Said it was for the baby's college fund. I'm guessing it was for fancy dinners and hotel rooms instead. Daniel leaned forward. We have documentation, photos, witness statements. What do you want to do? Eliza straightened her shoulders. Everything legal, everything by the book. I want them to face every possible consequence. 1 week later, I asked Maya to meet at our apartment. She agreed, probably thinking I was going to beg her to end our break. You look good, Maya said as she entered, eyes assessing me. How have you been? Busy, enlightened, finding my own space, I replied calmly. Please sit down. She settled onto the couch, looking confused by my composed demeanor. How's work? That big project must be wrapping up by now, I said. Oh yes, almost done. It's been exhausting, but worth it, she lied smoothly. Interesting. What project is that exactly? Maya's smile faltered. The Westridge account. I've mentioned it before. Right, the non-existent Westridge account. I placed a folder on the coffee table between us. Let's stop playing games, Maya. What are you talking about? Her voice rose slightly. I know about Marcus. I know about the hotel visits, the gifts you bought with my credit card, the accessing of my emails. I kept my voice level. I have all the evidence right here. Her expression shifted from confusion to anger. You've been spying on me? No, Maya. I've been protecting myself after multiple people came forward concerned about your actions. Who? Sophia? She stood up. She's always been jealous of me. Sophia, Daniel, people at your work, people at my work who noticed unauthorized access to my accounts, I listed. It's over, Maya. I know everything. It's not what you think, she backpedaled. Marcus and it just happened. I was going to break things off with him. That's why I needed space to figure things out. And the thousands of dollars of charges on my credit card, the illegal access to my accounts, was that also just figuring things out? I can pay you back, she pleaded, suddenly tearful. I made a mistake, Alec. We can work through this. 3 years together has to mean something. It meant something to me, I said firmly. To you, it meant an opportunity to hedge your bets and steal from me. Oh, and Eliza says hello. Maya froze. Who's Eliza? Marcus's pregnant wife. We've had some illuminating conversations. You had no right, Maya hissed, her facade cracking. Actually, I had every right to protect myself and to inform another victim of this manipulation. You're overreacting. It was just some money and a little fling. That little fling is fraud and identity theft, Maya. Legally actionable fraud. She lunged for the folder. Give me that. I stepped back. It's copies. The originals are with my lawyer and the police. The police? Now she looked scared. Detective Harlow is particularly interested in the pattern of financial fraud. Maya grabbed her purse, voice rising hysterically. You'll regret this, Alec. I'll tell everyone you abused me. No one will believe you. That's your choice, but threats won't help your legal situation. You think you're so clever, she snarled. But Marcus and I will just go somewhere else. Start over. Good luck with that, I replied calmly. His company fired him this morning. Seems using company time and resources for an affair violates their ethics policy. You're lying! And Eliza's lawyer froze their joint accounts. Something about protecting marital assets. You had no right to interfere. Maya's voice rose to a shriek. This was between us. Identity theft and fraud aren't relationship problems, Maya. They're crimes. She stormed toward me, finger jabbing my chest. I will destroy you. As if on cue, there was a knock at the door. Officer Rivera entered, having heard everything from the hallway. Miss Reyes, I think you should come with me to answer some questions. 3 months later, I sat across from Detective Harlow in her office, reviewing the case file. The DA is moving forward with charges of identity theft, fraud, and harassment, she explained. The evidence is overwhelming, especially after we found similar patterns with 2 of her ex-boyfriends. 2 others? I asked, surprised. Yes, after your case made the local news, they came forward. Same pattern. Relationships where she used her partner's finances while pursuing other options. And Marcus? His company terminated him after discovering he used company resources to facilitate the affair. His wife filed for divorce, but that's a separate matter. Has Maya said anything? I couldn't help asking. Oh, plenty, Detective Harlow said with a wry smile. First denial, then blaming you, then claiming you gave her permission for everything. When we showed her the evidence, she tried offering information on Marcus in exchange for leniency. Did it work? The DA wasn't impressed, especially after we found she'd created fake email chains trying to prove you had authorized the purchases. Forging evidence. Not a smart move. What happens now? I asked. Court date is next month. With the evidence and witness statements, including Sophia's testimony, it's likely Maya will face probation at minimum, possibly jail time, and will need to make financial restitution. And the restraining order? Remains in effect. Any contact from her should be reported immediately. That evening, I met Daniel, Sophia, and Ryan at our favorite bar to update them. To justice, Daniel raised his glass, and to friends who have each other's backs. I still feel terrible for not speaking up sooner, Sophia admitted. You came through when it counted, I assured her. That's what matters. How are you doing with everything? Ryan asked. Better than expected, I replied honestly. The break was actually liberating once I got past the betrayal. Have you thought about dating again? Sophia asked carefully. Not ready yet, I admitted, but I'm not bitter, just more cautious. Understandable, Ryan nodded. Trust takes time to rebuild. My phone buzzed, a text from Maya. Can we talk? I'm truly sorry for everything. Please give me a chance to explain. Maya again? Daniel asked, noticing my expression. Yeah, 6th attempt this week. I showed them the message before blocking her number. You're not even a little curious what she has to say? Ryan asked. Not anymore, I said with certainty. Her words meant nothing when they mattered. They mean even less now. Her attorney reached out to mine yesterday, I added. Wants to discuss a private settlement to avoid the public court case. Let me guess, she'll pay you back if you drop charges? Daniel scoffed. Exactly. I told my attorney to decline. Some things aren't about money. What did she say? Sophia asked. That Maya's worried about her reputation and job prospects. Should have thought about that before committing fraud. As we continued talking, Eliza entered the bar, now visibly pregnant. She'd become an unexpected friend through this ordeal. Hope I'm not interrupting, she said, joining our table. Perfect timing, I smiled. We're celebrating small victories. The divorce is final, she announced, and the judge awarded me full custody and the house. That's fantastic, Sophia exclaimed. Marcus keeps sending these pathetic apology texts, Eliza rolled her eyes. Apparently, his parents cut him off financially when they found out what happened. Consequences, Daniel nodded approvingly. The biggest victory is finding your own space, Eliza said, giving the word space ironic emphasis. Real space to build something better. To space, Sophia raised her glass, but the kind we choose for ourselves. Later, walking home alone, I reflected on the past months. The legal process wasn't over, but I had already reclaimed something more valuable than money, my future, undefined and full of possibilities. Maya had tested our love with space, a deception designed to keep me in reserve while she explored other options. Instead, it became the freedom I never knew I needed, a chance to discover my own strength and the true friends who stood beside me. Sometimes the best revenge isn't about getting even, it's about getting free. Have you ever had someone test your love with space, only to discover it was the freedom you never knew you needed?